Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa man yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli amma ba'. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. And whoever being misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad, His messenger, His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. He gave good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. He bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, most worthy of praises and most exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, we'll continue our 31st topic, 31st rule or quotes of Al-Quran. That is the saying of Allah, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and live with them and treat them in good manner or in kindness. That is actually that we mentioned before. It is a quote or a rule to make sure that a marriage life between a man and woman being prolonged and the love will be always there. So because Allah Ta'ala want to make sure that the human is treating each part, the husband or the wife, is treating the other party in kindly manner. But in this ayah, like we said before, is put the burden of everything upon the man. Upon the man. The man is actually the one that supposed to guide the wife, his wife, to the way that Allah Ta'ala wanted them to go. He is actually the guider, he is the leader. So because of that, Allah Ta'ala put this command upon them, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, like we said before, is actually a command of Allah for the man. So basically when we mention about it, after we talk about that, it is actually this command is for the husband to treat, to live with their wife in good or kindness, in good manner or kindness. And from among the things that is actually related to the kindness or good manner is that he fulfill all her right, every rights that she should have, should get, he has to fulfill it. From the start of mahar, like we said, the present during the marriage, essentially during the agreement of marriage, during the akad. It is like I said, I don't want to use the word dowry, because dowry in the Indian community is payment from the woman to the man. This is the present from the man to the woman, as to say that he really want to marry the woman, and this is his present. Okay, that is actually one of the thing that actually related to the right of the woman that the man have to fulfill. Nafaqah, and expenses, life expenses. Life expenses actually related to, like we said before, about food, clothing, and settlement, or house or to stay in. So that is actually thing that the husband must take care about. Wal-qasam, and we say about distribution is actually if the man have more than one wife. Then also he have to left to not hurt her with harsh words, and also not to turn away from her. Or if you have more than one wife, to go to one wife more than the other one. It's actually related to be just, to be fair to the wives if he have more than one. And we mentioned about the girlfriend or future wife doesn't have the right that the wife, current wife have. The future one still not cannot be treated more than his wife. But the problem is, like we said before, that a man normally will give, all the loving and the care before the woman become his wife. After he becomes his wife, he start to show his true color. So talking about harsh thing or saying bad thing or harsh thing towards the wife. But before, then all the sweet talk will be there. So that is actually what we said about if this role that we're talking about is related to wives, a man that have more than wives. But if you have a lover or a fiancé, or it's not permissible in Islam for you to give attention to them, or not more, any attention to them related to the way you treated your wife. That is not halal from the start. Okay. Watarkil abus wal kutub fi wajiha, and to not to show bad impression or to have bad impression in front of the wife, without any sin or any fault that she did. Even if she did any fault, to treat them like that is wrong. Okay. Anyway, then we stop there, and the topic today, inshallah, the last line. You put it up there. He said here, "Inna man ta'ammala wa tadabbara dalalati hadhihi al-qa'idati al-'azimati." Verily, indeed, whoever look carefully and try to understand the meaning or the whatever being showed by this great rule or quote, wa'ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf, and live with them in kindness or treat them in good manner, adraka anna hadzal qur'ana huwa haqqan kalamullahi azza wa jalla. He will know that this Quran is really indeed the saying or the words of Allah azza wa jalla. Wa bayan dhalika min wujuh, and the explanation of that is from few sides, few angle. So we go to one after another. We know that this words is from Allah. The first one is al-wajhul awwal, the first side, the first angle, they're showing us this word, this word, wa'ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf, really from Allah. Anna hadhil qa'idata ragma qisari kalimatiha, that this rule or this quote, even though is so little in its words, wa'ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf, it's actually two words. Or if you separated it, wa'ashiruhunna bi al ma'ruf, 5. If you go one after another, then you say that wa and ashiru, live with them, treat them, bil hunna, them, be with ma'ruf, kindness or good manner. So it's actually just 5 words, 5 short words. Even though it's actually so little, the word is so little, wahiyya kama tara, it is like you saw kalimatan, 2 words, wa'ashiruhunna, and second bil ma'ruf. Ishtamalat ala ma'anin azimatin, is actually encompasses the great meaning. Even though words is so little, but they have great meaning. That is one of the we say the sign of the word is from not from human being, because human, with the short knowledge that they have and little knowledge that they have, they cannot say words that actually will encompass everything, cover every angle of living or society or anything. That it will be little in short or just a little angle of life. But these words that Allah Ta'ala said to us is actually covering all aspects of life, because He have the great meaning. Yatulu sharhuha, and it will be prolonged, will be long for us to describe it, to make an explanation for it. We have to have a long discussion. Wama hadithuna anha huna, and our discussion here about it, it is nothing illa idha'atan wa isharatan fahas. It's nothing except to give a hint or to show a little of it only. Not really we covering everything. If not, this word, you can write books, volumes of books related to the word of Allah Ta'ala, wa ashiruhunna bima'ruf. And because of that, like we know that the Qur'an, until today, the explanation for every surah, every ayah, every words of Al-Quran is really until today still keep on going. Even though Al-Quran have been sent to us for more than 1,400 years, but we still not able to cover every topic that it is there. So until today, the explanation, the tafsir of Al-Quran still keep on emerging. People study the Quran and see angle that is actually not there before, not being seen or being mentioned before. It's not an innovation, but it's actually because the relationship of the Quran with the life of human, and the life of human is evolving. The human is not evolve. You don't evolve. Your eye is still 2. Your hand is still 2. 3. Your leg is still 2, not 3. You're still breathing the air. You're not breathing the water. You drink the water, you don't breathe the air. You see through your eyes. So the human itself, they didn't evolve. They don't evolve. But their lifestyle, the way they are thinking, the way they understand things, the way they resolve any matters of their life, keep evolving. So keep evolving. So because of that, Al-Quran will always cover that aspect. Will always cover every aspect of evolution of the life of the human, not the human itself. Because human will not change from the first creation of Adam until today. We are like that. 2 eyes, one nose, a mouth, 2 ears, 2 hands, 2 legs. We still eat from our mouth. You don't just take your nutrition from the air. Even though in the air, like we said before, the element of nutrition is there. If you say that you are getting carbohydrate is actually carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen combined together in the chlorophyll of the plant. So if you say that 3 elements can make you alive, you eat and you get the sugar and you keep on alive, then it's actually the element is there in the air. In the air, you have the oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. But still, you cannot just absorb it like that. You have to take it through your mouth. Nobody is actually doing other than that. Anyway, because of that, the life is actually something that we are treating on. We keep on talking about. Not the human evolution. It's about the life. The life. Like these days, with the transportation, we actually quite lazy to walk. Before Allah Ta'ala give us this opportunity, our grandfathers, our forefathers, they actually walking quite distances so far away. You cannot imagine. Even during the means of transportation is not really easy. My grandfather, when he want to meet the in-law of his son, my uncle want to marry a woman, my auntie from Johor. So my grandfather went to Johor, by hitchhiking lorries. Go to one lorry to other lorry until he arrived at Batu Pahat from Kuala Selangor. Because at that time you don't have any normal transportation. He himself, whenever we went back to our village in Kuala Selangor, only cycling. He bicycle all the way, going to the town, few kilometers, 10 kilometers just by. He doesn't ever drive a car. And at the time when my uncle want to marry my auntie, actually there's no means of transportation like our time today. No express bus from Johor Bahru to Selangor to Shah Alam or to Kuala Selangor. No such thing. So he hike lorries from one place to another until he arrived at Batu Pahat. So you can see that the way of life is evolving. You have the ETS. Before this, you have to drive from here to Sungai Petani, maybe 4 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. 3 hours so fast. 3.5 hours or 4 hours, or maybe 4.5. But today, you can buy the ETS, just sit there, and the train will arrive at Sungai Petani station on the dot. So the way of life is actually changing. But the human is still the human. So like we said before, this is what when we can see that the Quran is still being analyzed by all the scholars to look into what is the remedy for the disease of human today, the sickness that we have. Because one of the interpretation of Islam, when you definition of Islam, when you say Islam, what is Islam? So we have the Hadith Jibril. Islam is antashhadu an la ilaha illallah, that you proclaim the oneness of Allah and to say that Muhammad is his messenger, and you pray 5 times a day, and you give away alms or zakah, and you fast Ramadan, and you go to Hajj. That is Islam that mentioned by Prophet ﷺ. But when you analyze, people, many scholars will say that Islam is actually a cure or a remedy for the sickness of humankind. The sickness of body, you can go to the doctor. But the sickness of mind and soul, you have to have a remedy. So Islam is actually treating that. So because of that, like I said, everything that concerning the life of humankind, Al-Quran will always come with the solution, whether you want it or not. If you want it or not, that is the other thing. But the thing is, Quran is really giving you the solution. Okay, so that's one. Why do you know that this word? How could you know that this word wa'ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf if among the saying or the words of Allah? Because its meaning cannot be said just like that, because it have to be described for so long. Like I said, volumes of book will be written for explanation of this rule. Okay. Al-wajhu thani, second one, second side or angle that showing that this is the word of Allah. Anna Allah Ta'ala radda amrul mu'asharati ila al-urfi. That Allah Ta'ala return or give back the command of living or treating to the urf, ma'ruf. The word ma'ruf is actually something that is actually well known. The word ma'ruf, you can say that this guy is known to me, because the word ma'ruf is from arifa. Arifa ya'rafu means that to know, and the word ma'rifah or the word ta'rif, definition, come from the word arifah, from the root word, the same root word. So the word ma'ruf, from the original meaning, when you say amrun bil ma'ruf, to command thing that is actually known to humankind as good. It's well known as a good thing for everybody to do it. Because we know that that is the origin of the word ma'ruf. Because things that is actually mutually actually accepted in the society, that is called ma'ruf. But we will explain it better after this. Because sometimes people say that maybe the ma'ruf will change, because the way of life, the way people think will have changed. You know, if we go into this history, the first woman from Australia being fined because of wearing one bathing suit. This actually, if you look into it, comparing to what we have today, is so modest. The woman named Annette Keller. Annette Keller. Annette Keller is actually a swimmer from Australia. So she actually created one suit, one piece bathing suit. They say covering until the elbow and the upper of the knee. So it's one suit. But when she went to America with that suit, she take a bath in a public beach. The police there find her. She was fined. I not remember how much. Annette Keller. Annette Kellerman. Okay. Okay. This is the suit that she wore when she was fined by the police in Boston, in America. If I'm not mistaken, in Boston, or she was fined. Because wearing that suit. In 1907, in River Beach, in USA. So she was Boston. Yes, Boston. Boston arrested mistake. Says Annette in Boston. She was fined because of that clothing that she wore. So okay. So when we say that something is mutually accepted in the society, you should take care about that, because sometimes people say that it is mutually agreed upon, because sometimes people will be wrong to accept actually wrong thing. Like if you return to the story of the Prophet and the Messenger of Allah, Prophets and Messengers of Allah, when they came to their people actually in one agreeable opinion, they agreed upon something, like they agreed upon worshipping other than Allah, like the time of Abraham or the time of Noah. When they came, their people is doing that, agreed upon. Like the Prophet Muhammad SAW, when he came to Mecca, people is actually, all of them is worshipping the stone and everything, actually worshipping the idols. So this is something that you must take care about, because sometimes some people say that if that thing is agreed upon by all the people there, then it is ma'ruf. It is ma'ruf, as actually good manners and kind manners that is actually have to be accepted. You should not oppose. Some people say that you not oppose. You go against them, people will start to fight you, have a fight with you. So you just agree, even though it's wrong. That is not what we meant here. Because Allah Ta'ala really in this ayah, when he said, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, he give back the command to treat the woman, to live with the woman in urf, means that related to the norm or the familiar things that is actually inside the society. Okay, is it from yes. Yeah, knowing Allah, to know Allah. The same word. Because the word ma'rifah is from arifah. Ain, ri, ra, fa. Ma'ruf is also from the word. Only that people start to use these days. People start to use those Sufi group start to say that their teacher is Arif Billah. Arif Billah, the one who know Allah, who really know Allah. Actually, that word is not being used even by the prophets and the messengers of Allah. Because the word Arif Billah is actually a general word that doesn't define are you a pious person or wicked person. Because if you consider that Iblis is one of the creature that's know Allah more than you. Because actually he have the opportunity, the privilege of being talked to by Allah directly. Allah told us in the Quran when Iblis doesn't want to prostrate to Adam. Allah Ta'ala said to him, Ya Iblis, oh Iblis, Ma mana'aka an la tasjuda idh amartuk. What stop you that you do, what stop you that you don't prostrate when I command you? That is the word. Allah Ta'ala said to Iblis. So to consider that Arif Billah is a good, no. Maybe that person say that he is Arif Billah. This person will use Arif Billah. I know Allah. Knowing Allah is one thing. But to worship Allah, that is another thing. Because Allah Ta'ala did use for his messengers as servant, Abdullah. Now, Arif Billah, the one that know Allah. No, the one who worship Allah. That is the word being used. Allah Ta'ala doesn't use for his messenger as servant about the word that Arif Billah. Arif Billah not being used in the Quran, not in the Sunnah. But Abdullah, servant of Allah, the one who worship Allah, yes, being used. Even for our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, being said to him many times in the Quran, like when the story of Isra and Mi'raj, that the Prophet sallam being brought to from Mecca, from the Masjid Haram to the Masjid Al-Aqsa in Palestine, in Baitul Maqdis, in one night. That story is actually when Allah Ta'ala told about that miracle story. He actually said about that he Subhanalladhi, glory be to He, Asra bi Abdihi, that who have make journey for his servant, to make his servant to come from Masjid Al-Haram to Masjid Al-Aqsa. So he said his servant, Subhanalladhi Asra bi Abdihi. And when he saying about he gave Muhammad SAW the revelation and leave Muhammad SAW as the messenger of Allah, his messenger, then Allah Ta'ala also said in Surah Al-Kahfi, Alhamdulillahilladzi anzala ala abdihi al-kitab. All praises be to Allah who sent down to his servant, anzala ala abdihi al-kitab, to his servant, kitab, the book. So the word, the topic about Arif Billah, people start to want to claim that he most know about Allah. He know Allah. Is nothing there. No piety. No, actually can be a pious person, can be a wicked person. Because like we said, Iblis know Allah, but doesn't have piety, doesn't obey Allah. So it's actually nothing to be proud about. If somebody said, this guy, he really know Allah. It's nothing there. But if you get this guy really worshipping Allah, that is actually another thing. Okay. So Allah Ta'ala give back the command of to live and to treat the wife to the norm, to whatever being known by the people, to urf, okay, of the society. Walam yuhaddithu bi syai'in mu'ayyan, but he didn't make it boundaries with something. He didn't say what is the urf. Likhtilafil a'raf, because the tradition and the norm of the people really between country to other country is actually different. Kama ma'ruf wa zahir, as being known and also clear, being seen to everybody. Every nation, every human, every people have their own norm and tradition. So you should respect that. That's actually because of that, things like in the society, in like we say, beauty of a woman is actually so subjective originally. But after the media pushing into people, this is beauty, most beautiful woman. So people start to look into the other part, the other angle that being put by the media. You know that they say that if a skinny girl doesn't have any fat, it's actually beauty. But the problem is we go into some people, some places in Africa, in the northern of Africa, Mauritania. The people of Mauritania, they force feeding their children, their daughter, especially force feeding to make sure that their daughter become fat, become big. Why? Because men only marry women who are big on that continent, on that place. So they are happy. Actually, they are happy with their style. Only that the other people say, wait, why? You know, this problem there. Skinny woman is better. But they doesn't have that understanding. Even the African, when they look into their woman, they look into, they see the beauty on their woman. People like the other part, the other country will say that, oh, I don't see any beauty on that black woman. But the problem is Allah Ta'ala make every people, every humankind seeing beauty in their own way. That being said, like the norm of people, it actually must be respected. Because last time I did mention this before, when I was in Yemen, inside a car, a van. Actually, we're moving around by van. The van will not be closed. The door is not closed. Always be open. So people can come and go just like that. So the door is actually open. So when we are on that van or small bus. So the driver was listening to one lecture of one of the scholar in the Arab country. He said that among things that making problem to the marriage life in the Arab country today, he said, is actually the television or the movie. He said, why? Because actually the norm of the people is different. Because the Arabs, if you look into their romance, the romance for man to woman, is not like the European style. The European will come and get a flower inside their mouth, or Romeo and Juliet. It's like that. You know, you cannot eat that flower. You get the flower, but you'll be starving. You will die. But the Arabs people, the woman there, they actually feel that their husband is loving them when the husband giving them food abundantly. When the husband came back from hunting and bring back a deer, a big animal that he put there. Take. So the woman see that the husband is really loving her by giving her that kind of food. So that is the romance they have. But when people start to look into movies, dramas, television series, everything, they start to compare their spouses to the actor and the actress. And they start to feel that, you know, I like that actor and actress more. Even though you know that the actor and the actress that doing that, they are not happy. They themselves didn't become the most loving people towards their wife. You know that the artists in the Western country that they're promoting the handsomeness and the beauty of the actress. In the end, they cannot get married until the end of their life. Cannot prolong their marriage. Why? Because they themselves cannot be like whatever they portray inside the movie. So we being fooled or being tricked by their way, even like they said about diamond. You know diamond. Diamond is actually one mineral that is so hard. And it's actually, they said about the price. After you bought the diamond, it doesn't have any price anymore. Even though they have the certificate and everything. But they have the campaign at that time, how to make sure that the diamond being bought. So they said that diamond is the friend of woman. Diamond is forever. But you know that diamond, after you bought it, it doesn't have any value to be sold. Not like gold. Gold, you can sell it. But diamond itself doesn't have any value After you buy it, there's no value upon it. But people keep on being tricked because the way they are marketing to make sure that diamond is still being asked. Even you don't, things like that, you cannot make something from it. The diamond is a diamond. So what? What do you to do with it? It's beautiful. So what? It's different with other minerals that is actually usable for us. So anyway, that is the thing about the culture and the norms of the people is so different. So if you know some norms from you are living in one side of a country, you look into the people, you know their culture, know their norms. So that will and their tradition, that will help you to prolong the life between you and your spouse. وَلِاخْتِلَافِ مَكَانَةِ الْأَزْوَاجِ مِنَ النَّاحِيَةِ الْمَالِيَّةِ وَالِاجْتِمَاعِيَّةِ. And also, why Allah Ta'ala said, return to the norm, to whatever actually tradition of being known to the people, to the way to live with them, with the wife. وَلِاخْتِلَافِ مَكَانَةِ الْأَزْوَاجِ. And because of the differences of the position of the spouses, مِنَ النَّاحِيَةِ الْمَالِيَّةِ, from the angle of wealth, and ijtimaiyah, and also society. Because if your wife is from a wealthy family or from a noble family, so it's have different. If you are from a normal people, there is different treatment. It's not you are not appreciating your wife, but like being said by Aisha anha, when she was giving food to people, so she put two sides. One side is for the poor to eat on the floor, and the one that here is for the noble, for the people have name to sit and eat. So some people came to her, said that why should you differentiate? Why don't you mix them up together? So she said that because I am giving food, I want to please everybody. Those people who are actually poor, they are actually they satisfy, they will satisfy their needs with that kind of situation. And these people, I will not please them except I give them the same treatment, the other treatment. Because the original thing that I want to please everybody, and not everybody will accept this kind of treatment. But these people, they always say it's okay. They doesn't care to sit on the floor, to eat like that. They are okay with that treatment. So the Prophet, and then Aisha said, the Prophet ﷺ did say, Anzilun nas manazilahum. You must put everybody, every human being, on their own position. Means that what is suitable for the person. Some people doesn't care about protocol, but some people care about protocol. So you treat them the way they want to be treated. It's not like you actually encouraging for them to always be proud of themselves, but you want to please everybody. This guy doesn't really need to be there. He just say that I get the opportunity to eat, even 3 plates is okay for me. I'm happy. So that is the treatment. Because it's like that if you compare to that, about the wife that you have, also will have that same situation. If she was born in a wealthy family, she have maids for taking her clothes, for washing her clothes, to dry her clothes, to keep her room clean. Actually, she have that type of treatment. If you marry her and you cannot give her that, she will start to think about, oh, I have wrongly picked my husband. My life before is like in a palace. So this husband just give me a little small place to sleep. Yeah, they said love is making you to do something, but not for a long time. Because sometimes she will think, that's why in Islam, when you want to find a husband for your daughter, or a wife for your son, Islam did mention about to make sure that the husband and wife is equivalent, not really that far from their position. Because if you put one of them is more higher than the other one, such as the woman is more higher in society, in position and wealth than the man. If anything happen, you know that inside a marriage, quarrel between husband and wife, something that cannot be avoided, must happen. Something just little. The husband say something, the wife say no. Or the husband wife say something, the husband say no. They start quarrel. And then during the quarrel, dispute, if the woman is so high in her position, being afraid that she will say that you are not equivalent to me, I am higher than you are. Once she said something like that, then the marriage is over, because the respect to the husband is no more. If the husband is high, the wife is low, it's okay, no problem there. Because actually in the society, they have the thinking about, if the man marrying a woman lower than his position, is called noble. You know, that guy doesn't care, he's good guy. But if a woman marry a lower status guy, then people say that, why she choose that guy? There's many guys better than that guy. That is the thinking that the society have. So the problem is, if that not equivalent. I did ask my teacher in Yemen, he's from Syria. I said, we human being are in front of Allah is the same. So why should you think we discuss about the status between the man and woman inside marriage? Why should we discuss it? Doesn't we humankind are the same, like the teeth of a comb, being said by the Prophet, Ka'asnan al-musht, like the teeth of the comb. You know, the comb hair is the same. So why should we discuss about it? So my teacher said, it is because for the sake of success of the marriage. Anything that can hinder the success is being taken away from the start. It can happen that the man lower than the woman from education or from wealth and everything. If the man have strong character, then it's okay. But if the man have inferiority complex and always think sadly about himself, he say that I cannot do. So the woman will be dominant and the problem will happen. The marriage will not be success. No, actually the Prophet did say about four things. Tunkahul mar'atu li arba'in. A woman will be married because of four things. Li jamaliha, wa li hasabiha, ali diniha, because of her religion, wa li jamaliha, because of her beauty, wa li hasabiha, because of her status in the society, her descendant of whom, wa li maliha, and because of her wealth. First then get the one that have the religion. Taribat yadak, you'll be getting more profit. You'll be profitable in comparison, because no, not the practice. To have a wealthy woman is good, but it's not everything. Because sometimes we have this type of story when we was in Yayasan Ta'lim. So we have a few I say not comment, aduan, complain from woman there, complain from the Jama'ah there that there are women who are successful after actually both of them is actually quite wealthy, the husband and wife, but the husband during recession and everything become poor. So the wife start to not complain, just not complain only, start to look unto the husband as low, so low, as so disgusting with the husband, and teaching her daughter to also look disgusting to the husband, disgust to the husband that my father is like this, so lazy and everything. So this happen when the woman is as successful. That can happen to the man. Not always, like I said, it's a norm. Woman will go away. Even actually in the Western country, women that like they will leave their husband when they are successful. Like Marilyn Monroe, she was married and she got into the modeling activity and everything. She left her husband. She was married, and few of the singer these days seen like that before, lefting their husband when they are successful. The men also have some men like that, but the woman is actually more tend to, because she said that why should I stay with this guy? Because I have more. So sometimes, like I said, it's not the main reason. If you have a wealthy woman, then she can mend herself. Means that if you don't give something to her, okay, that's the thing. But if you marry a poor woman, then she will always need you to give her something to make sure that her life goes on. So the thing is actually about the comparison about what things that people will see in woman, and the best for you to find is actually that having the religion. And if you choose this, you will be profit. You will get profit, more profit, benefit more, like being said by the Prophet ﷺ. So that because of that, ila ghairi dhalika, until other than that, min suwari tafawuti, from among the different unevenness, allati hiya min sunanillahi fi khalqihi, that is actually from among the creation of Allah, in the law of Allah in His creation. Allah Ta'ala really making that. Some people is high in his position, some people is low. But this actually, like you said before, is for the life to goes on. Because the people who actually high in the society, rich, wealthy people, they have the money. But they cannot do the work. The labor, they cannot do. Like I told the story before about, I said, if all of us is rich, multi-rich, billionaire, but we have a problem that our place, our house, the garbage lorry doesn't enter that place. Not the garbage lorry. Normally, when a housing estate or settlement is new, not being recognized yet by the local government, so the lorry will not come inside. You have to get your garbage to a place to be picked by the lorry. The lorry will not go in front of your house at the beginning. So when my sister, actually, she moved to Uluyam, there's a place there. So at first, her husband have to take their garbage outside with them on the bonnet of the car to send to the place to the garbage place. So I said, if that happen, we actually have bungalows. You have one, I have one. We are multimillionaire. But I don't want to go and send my garbage. So I said, brother, can you pick my garbage and I pay you 100? So he will say to me, Ustaz, you pick my garbage, I pay you 200. And Helmi will say, Ustaz and Abang, don't fight. You both take my garbage, I pay you 500. You know, the garbage will stay there, will not move around. But when you have people that is actually low in their society, their income, they have the eagerness and the capability to endure dirty, danger, difficult. They can do that. So the people that actually so rich, they cannot do that. So the thing that Allah make for the human being to be, one of them is higher in society, one is low, so that they make use for each other. The poor will get from the rich the money, the expenses, and the rich will get from the poor the labor, the workforce. So that is for that. But really, from because of that, like we said, even in marriage, if you are a woman from high society or a man from low society, you have your way of thinking. how to treat your partner. But the problem is, if the woman from the high society and the man is from the low society, there's actually some gap will happen. Like I said, if a woman being treated, pampered with all the maids, all the maids is there, maids for cleaning, for cooking, for everything. So the girl will come back at home and just eat and sleep and go. But suddenly when she get married to the love of her life, but the man cannot provide that. So it was start to spark something there. Something will happen. If the woman married a man that can provide her everything, so she said that her life is still going on the same as before. To have that differences, we say that the changes is good. For you to experience everything is good, but not every people can endure, can have the strength to go through everything. Because we talk about it, because we want to make sure that the marriage is continuous, the love is prolonged. That is because of that the scholars actually mentioning about that. But وليست هذه هي القضية الوحيدة التي يرد الشرع فيها أمور التعامل إلى العرف. And actually that thing, actually the tradition and the culture of the society, norm of the society, is not the only thing that the Sharia is actually give back for you to all the thing about treating or living, to everything and living, treating and living to the norm only. No. بل جاء ذلك في مواضع كثيرة. But it actually came in many places, not this on the only place, but many places in the Quran being said like that. Min al-saqiha bima nahnu bisadadihi hadith anhu, from among the saying of Allah in the Quran that have relationship, so tight relationship, sticking to the topic that we are talking about right now. Qauluhu ta'ala, the saying of Allah, walahunna mithlu alladhi alayhinna bil ma'ruf, and for the woman, mithlu alladhi alayhin, as what is imposed upon them, bil ma'ruf, with good manners. With good manners means that among being said, like what is the norm in the society is the same like our topic just now. Mean that the man must treat the woman in bil ma'ruf, with kindness or good manners according to the society. Not just because of what you are thinking, but what the society also think. Okay. Alayhin ma'ruf. Wa ashiru wa lahunna mithlu alladhi alayhin bil ma'ruf. Al-Baqarah 228. And for the woman, mithlu alladhi alayhin, as what imposed upon them, bil ma'ruf, with good manners. With good manners, or by the thing that by norm is considered as a good thing in the society. Fakama anal Qā'idah allati nahnu bisadadiha, as what our the rule or the code that we actually talking about, wa ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf, and treat or live with them in kindness or in good manner. Ta'muru azwaj bil mu'ashatil azwaj bil ma'ruf, that is actually commanding the husband to treat or to live with their wife in good manner or in kindness. فَأَيْنَ هَذِهِ الْآيَةِ, as that the ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah 228, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and for them is as what being imposed upon them with goodness or with kindness or good manners. It's actually, if our ayah from the Surah Al-Nisa is talking about the men have to do, but in Surah Al-Baqarah 228 is actually for both the man and the woman. The woman and the man, both of them have to do their obligation with a norm, an acceptable norm by the society. Okay. No, Nisa is actually 19. 228 is actually 228 is Al-Baqarah, but it's talking about the same topic. The same about the treatment, returning the cost or the way for you to treat your wife to the norm of the society. What is norm? Goodness in the society. But careful about, like I said, things that actually norm in the society can change. Like the story of Annette Kellerman, when she wear the one suit, she was fine in 1907. But now, these days, women are actually wearing less and less, but nobody saying bad about that. Something is actually, even these days, when people saying about the dress code of going to the government office, that you have to have a dress code. This problem is happening. A few days ago, we looked into we saw a discussion or forum in television, actually, because the forum is actually in Sarawak. The discussion or forum is talking about the unity, the interfaith forum on unity of the society. How every religion should should contribute in uniting the society. So each person is talking, from the Baha'i, from the Buddhist, from the Hindu, Christian, Islam, that is there, sadly, and everything. But they actually just saying things like that. If I was there, I will say that the unity for us, religious leaders, when you say about unity, you must be sure that you actually uniting people by to obey God. That is the thing. Because right now, when you say about the dress code, people are actually looking at the Muslim. Even though wearing short skirt in Christianity is forbidden, in Baha'i, in Buddhist, in Christian, every religion is actually go against it. But the only one is talking is us, the Muslim. So people start to see that, this about this halal and haram, about this is forbidden, this is forbidden. People start to say this is about Islam. All other religious leaders from other religion, they shut their mouth. Then they don't talk about it because they don't want to lose their supporters. Some of the supporters actually from the factory of liquor, the factory of beer is contributing to them. It's like being done by the Hard Rock Cafe when they actually funding Sai Baba. Sai Baba, the one that actually have that hair. Actually the afro hair. That guy, when he was alive, his society or his association being backed up by Hard Rock Cafe USA. But surely if you ask him, drinking alcohol, drinking intoxicated drink is forbidden. All religion seeing is bad. But those religious leader doesn't say anything. Why? Why didn't say anything? I said the dress code. We know, we accept if any of new Muslim or people that actually have interest in Islam to come to our class, it's okay. But we will say that this is the command of God. We will not say that it's okay for you to not follow Allah's command. The command of Allah is like this about your dress code. But those other religious people doesn't say anything about fornication, about intoxicated drinks or alcohol, imbibing alcohol. They don't say anything because most of their supporters are from among those people. So they didn't say anything about the LGBT. It's forbidden. From all religion is forbidden. So the problem is they actually really looking into the Muslim only. Even though that I said the dress code that being imposed by the government is actually being confirmed, endorsed by all religion. If you ask the Buddhists, can the woman wear more a skirt that higher than her knee, or showing her leg, not her knee, her leg moving around? You ask the Hindus, you ask the Christian, from their scriptures is forbid. But they are not saying anything. And we want to unite, become the religion, become the way for people to have manners. Not just for them to just give away money to us, for us to spend on, but it's actually for them to be obeying the Lord, the God. If you have a God, if you have a God, then you should make sure that they are following the command of God. And that is the unity that should have. All the religious leaders must think about that. Why they should not be hypocrite. You know, that doesn't say anything about that. They're talking about unity, but at the same time, you know, the Pope right now, the in Vatican, they have problem. Even the Vatican have problem because the new Pope that they have right now have the tendency to say everybody is welcome. Even the gay is actually okay. When they say us, what about us? God created you like that. So you are not wrong because God created you like that. So something that being said by leaders of religious, when we Muslims say this is wrong, people will say, hey, extremists. So how can you unite people to become good when you know that, like the things that being forbid by the religion is really corrupting the mind, corrupting your descendant, your offspring, corrupting your wealth, correcting your health. Why shouldn't you talk about it? Why just you shut up and don't say anything about that? Be with us. When we say about the dress code, when we Muslim say about that, you should say something about that also. Don't just, oh, our God is the same. We are one religion. Our God is the same. All religion is commanding to goodness. But when something happens, you know, people will strike at us. Don't say anything. Our supporters is from the miniskirt woman. So how? That is problem there because the unity must come in oneness, oneness in obeying Allah. After you obey Allah, then you can obey anything from the government after that. That is the oneness that you have to have. Okay? He said here, وَيَقُولُ, then Allah Ta'ala said also in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 229, At-talaqu marratan. Divorce, that can you reconcile back after the divorce only 2 times. Only 2 times. Divorce that we can be reconciled back means that the man and the woman can marry back together only 2 times. And after that, if you did the third divorce, then the woman will not be like being the ayah of 230. It will not be permissible for you to marry her until she marry another guy and have an intimacy with that guy, and the guy divorce her, then only you can marry back the woman. That is actually for the man to really take care about thinking. If you love the woman, you should really careful about divorcing her, because some people actually just get bored and just saying anything. Say third, I divorce you 3 times. It happened. These days we actually have the complaint. People come to us and ask opinion about that. The guy is saying something like that. The woman is actually daring the husband. I dare you, divorce me, divorce me, divorce me. And then the husband said, I divorce you 3 times. Then after that they come to us. And Ustaz, what happened to us right now? What to do? What have we done? When you have the problem, you didn't come to us to ask opinion, to reconcile. But after you have uttered the word divorce to your wife, then only you come to us. Want us to solve your problem. Because you still love her. You want to get rid of her. But the problem, you already say 3 times. What will happen? This thing is really inside the society. They're really not thinking about that. That's why Allah Ta'ala making the divorce only 3 times. That you can reconcile. If you divorce her for the 3rd time, she can only marry you back if she marry another guy and the guy divorce her after intimacy. divorce her, then you can marry her back. No. For the no, you will come for the new three. New three will start. This three for the first marriage with you 3 times. So she married another guy, and the guy divorced her. Then only you can marry her back. Because sometimes the word being uttered by a person, they doesn't really think about what they utter. They just say, but they didn't really think about that. And after that, they regret. Oh, I still love her. What my solution here? Because when the woman will be marrying another man, the jealousy inside your heart will start to spark. She married another guy. The guy will sleep with her. That is not your wife anymore. She have the freedom. Even after she married the second guy, maybe she want to get back at the first husband. But when she married a new husband, and the new husband is better treating her than the first husband, maybe she doesn't want to get back. That is the thing. So the first husband, the husband must really taking care about that. So it said here, at-talaq marratan. The divorce, reconcilable divorce, that you can marry back your wife after the divorce only 2 times. And after that, if you really did reconcile, فَإِمْسَاكُمْ بِمَعْرُوفٍ, then after that, hold your wife بِمَعْرُوف, with good and kindness, good manner and kindness, or not tasrihum bi-ihsan, let her go with goodness and kindness also. Don't hold her with you just for you to make her suffer. To make her suffer. You like her, you want her, hold her with good kindness. If not, then let her go. Because she can have another husband that is better for her than you. So why should you stop her or hinder her from happiness? You can find another happiness with another woman. Don't stop her. That is the thing about divorce in Islam. Either you hold the woman in good manner, in kindness, or you let her go in mercy. In mercy. Aw tasrihum bi ihsan. Okay. Wa yaqulu jalla sha'nuhu, and Allah Ta'ala, who is actually so high, his matter, whatever he said, whatever he do is so high. Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 231. Wa idha talaqtumun nisaa, and when you divorce a woman, fabalagna ajalahunna, and their due come to an end. Means that after you divorce a woman, Allah Ta'ala make you to make her and for you to look back at the matter, for her almost 3 months, if she doesn't have menstrual blood. If she has menstrual blood, then 3 times of menstrual blood. You must keep her with you. Even she is staying inside the house with you, the same house. After you divorce her, actually the time for you rethink whether you really want to let her go or not. Fabalagan ajalahun, and her due come to an end. 3 menstrual blood cycle. That is the time given. When al-mutallaqat yatarabbasna bi anfusinna thalathata quru. The woman that being divorced, they must wait their self with the first husband. She can marry another guy until after thalathata quru, 3 menstrual cycle. After the 3 menstrual cycle, then she can marry another man. And the first husband doesn't have any power upon her. And the first husband can, after the divorce, during the 3 menstrual cycle, he can reconcile with her, take her back as his wife during that time. Then if the time is getting to end, that is the ayah saying about idza talaqtum nisa fabalagna ajalahun, and their due come to an end. Fa'amsikuhunna ma'rufin, then you either you want to hold her back, take her back as your wife with good manners, kindness, aw sarrihunna bi ma'rufin, or you must let her go also in kindness and good manner. Either one. You must do that. You don't just hold her like that. Okay? Wa fi sya'n nafaqati 'alal murdi'i wal murtadi'i yaqulu ta'ala. And also on the matters of expenses upon the lactating baby and the mother that lactate the baby, and the mother. Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah 233, وَالْوَالِدَاتُ يُرْدِعْنَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ. And those mother that give birth to their children, they must breastfeed their children 2 years complete. 2 years complete. Liman arada yutimma radha'ah, that is for those who want to complete the breastfeeding, the giving of breastfeeding for the children. Mean 2 years. That is the longest period. Wa'al mauludi lahu, and for those who being born for them, give birth for them, the child, rizquhunna, they must give the food for the woman, and kiswatuha, and the clothing for the woman, bil ma'ruf, in good manner or kindness for her. Mean that as long as she is actually breastfeeding your child, even though you have already divorced her, she is not your wife anymore, but the child is yours. The child is yours because you divorced her. She was pregnant, you divorced her. So if you at that time, she is not your wife anymore. So still you have to give expenses to her. No, don't stay together. No, either one. The husband must provide for her a place to stay, clothing and food. As long as she is actually breastfeeding the child. Because all the expenses. If not, the husband must find another woman to breastfeed the child. That is actually for not for the woman who doesn't have any who is not pregnant. If a pregnant woman, then until she give birth. If it's not pregnant, or actually during the time, they are staying together. Divorce, because this is actually halting, halt, or actually you say masa bertenang, to keep calm for you. It's still halal for 3 menstrual, after the saying of I divorce you, 3 menstrual cycle, the husband and wife is still connecting to each other. They must stay together. It's not they must stay together. That is the command of Allah. Because why? Because sometimes in our society right now, there are actually weirdness. If not because of the thing that the woman did, like having another man and everything, then the woman maybe did something wrong, such as in her cooking, or just saying something bad to the husband. But the husband still love her. So the 3 menstrual cycle, for her to still stay with the husband, is maybe to make the husband rethink about what decision he had made. In our society, they always send the woman back to her parent house. That is actually making the reconciliation between them become doesn't exist anymore. Because the 3 menstrual cycle, that the woman cannot marry another man, and the man, if he have 4 wives, he divorced the 4th, he cannot marry the 5th, another one, until the menstrual cycle of this woman end. Why? Because they are still husband and wife, and can still stay together. And even whatever they did inside the house, touching and everything, is still halal. Because that is the thing that can make them to reconcile. You know, you can say that you think about, oh, you're wrong. I still love you. Okay. So they think back. But if they are separated between each other, so how can you think about they will reconcile? No reconciliation will happen. That is the wrongness in our society right now. Because always the husband will send the wife to her village. Go back to your father and mother. Or the husband will stay inside the hotel. The wife stay inside the house, the husband stay in the hotel. Why? You should stay there with her. And that is the Westerners are not our model of life. That is the problem. Our model of life is the Prophet ﷺ. When he told us to do that, even it being said in the first ayah of Surah Talaq, Allah said, Ya Yuhan Nabi, Yeah, O Prophet of Allah, O Prophet, إِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاء, if you divorce a woman, if you or your believers, the believers among you, divorce a woman, فَطَلِّقُوهُنَّ لِعِدَّتِهِنَّ, then divorce her according to their time due. وَأَحْصُوا الْعِدَّةَ, and count the time. Because actually the real divorce must be when the woman is not in menstrual cycle, and also you didn't sleep with her just in that period. Means that menstrual, during this period you didn't sleep with her. Because there's two things. When you slept with her, the possibility of she is actually getting pregnant is quite high. So means that you divorcing her, and you are still sleeping with her. Just yesterday, a few days ago, you slept with her and you divorce her today. Maybe something is happening inside her womb. And if she is pregnant, you must stay with her 9 months. You divorce her, but she must look at you for 9 months until her child being born. So you still have to stay with her. She will still have to stay with you, even though you divorce her for 9 months. So that's why when you want to divorce a woman, Allah Ta'ala said, during the Prophet ﷺ happened, Ibn Umar, son of Umar, Abdillah, he divorced his wife during menstrual cycle, when the wife is actually inside height. So Umar told the Prophet what happened. The Prophet said to Umar, Murhu, tell him, Falyuraji'ah, he must reconcile with her, take her back as a wife. And yumsikha, don't let her go yet, until she become clean from the menstrual cycle, and she have second menstrual, and she clean back from the third menstrual. Then at that time, if he really want to divorce her at that time. During clean the non-menstrual cycle or clean period, you don't have intimacy with your wife. If you have, then the possibility that the wife will have long time to see you for 9 months after that is so high. So actually that's the thing. So if you really want to divorce her during she is clean and you don't have intimacy with her. That is what Allah said in the first ayah of Surah Al-Talaq. فَطَلِّقُوهُنَّ لِعِدَّتِهِنَّ, divorce her according to her iddah. وَأَحْصُوا الْعِدَّةَ, and count the iddah. And yeah, I confirm it too. Actually, this is one thing that will make some of actually divorce these days can be prevented. You know, you get mad of your wife because she talked back to you. She said, you said something and she get back at you, or she did something that actually making you angry, and you just slept with her yesterday or a few days ago. You want to divorce her? He said, wait next month. I will wait for you next month. Careful. But when the period is prolonged, you didn't divorce her there and then during the angry that you have. If you wait until that next month, do you think that they will divorce? You divorce her? You know, you want to divorce her. I really bad at you. But wait, I slept with you a few days ago, so I have to wait for you to have a menstrual cycle, clean, and then I can divorce you. Not here, not this period. Because if you really think about that, all men, when he want to say something, he said, oh no, this not. The Prophet forbade me from doing this. So they will not divorce their wife at that time. So they will not regret. Actually, we don't regret after that. You have a month to rethink. I don't think you will divorce her. Except if the wife is doing something that is actually out of norm. Maybe the wife actually have another man. Then you actually already have your actually your determination is there. So you wait for one menstrual cycle, then and there you will divorce her, because to make sure that her womb doesn't have any child. Yeah. Yes. Say the same thing. If you don't like her, really, you get out. But the thing is, when you stay with her, Allah Ta'ala said, La tukhrijuhun. Don't you send her out. When you divorce her, don't send her out. If you send her out, actually it will make her to do something wrong. La tadri, the end of the ayah, La tadri, la'alla Allah yuhnithu ba'da dhalika amra. You don't know. Maybe Allah Ta'ala will make something happen within that time. From that the command of Allah, something good will happen. Maybe you want to divorce her, suddenly she have a child. You stop yourself from divorcing her. You reconcile. So that's the thing that about the way of divorcing Islam. Many of our men, our society, in our society, doesn't understand. You angry with your wife, yes, but not then and then. You rethink. Did I sleep with her few days ago, or during this clean period that she can menstrual this clean period? Did I sleep with her? If I slept with her, then I cannot divorce her this month, next month. So when you're waiting for next month, things will happen. She starts to smile to you, and you smile to her, and actually suddenly you think, no, I don't think I will divorce her. The thing you have to think about waiting. You don't just say something that there and then. Don't say anything there and then, because sometimes people, I say, will regret. If only I wait. If only I keep patient. If only like that in the time of PKP. In PKP time, many divorces happen. Why? Because the husband cannot go out. When the wife is actually attacking the husband, attack. So the husband, normally he went out, go to kedai mamak, drink some teh tarik, eat some roti canai and everything, or meeting his friend, and come back after he have cooled down. But during PKP, you cannot go away. So you go to that angle, the wife will attack you. You go to the angle, the wife will attack you. Suddenly, the thing spark into the divorce. Really, because you rethink it, you don't do it. Think about your children. Sometimes people start to divorce their wife. Doesn't think about the children. After the divorce, he uttered the word. Suddenly he said, "Oh my God, what happened? I have children. So what will happen to my children?" Then there you have to think about it. You don't wait. Wait first. Don't ever utter. Because like I said, if you have intimacy with your wife during that clean period, you only permissible, or in sunnah, you should divorce her in the next after the menstrual period, that you didn't touch her. You really doesn't have any. You have all determination to divorce her. Then divorce her there. Then not here, not during this time. So this actually information or teaching can stop or prevent many divorces. Actually, really, I say, ridiculous. Some argument between the husband and wife, so ridiculous, not worth for them to divorce. Not worth it. Some of it because of eating on the bed. Some of it because of argument eating inside the car. TV channel. The husband, the wife want to see the Korea. The husband doesn't want to see the Korea, want to see the football and everything. Want to watch the match. So start to have the argument in the end. So ridiculous. So ridiculous for you to divorce. But the problem is, why? Because you don't think about how should I divorce my wife. What is the means of sunnah? What is the way of sunnah for you to divorce wife? So if you really follow that, inshallah, it will stop or lessen the problem of divorce in our society right now. How can you do that? Except to do something like this. Understand that. Okay. He say here, وَعَلَى الْمَوْلُودِ لَهُ رِزْقُهُنَّ وَكِسْوَتُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and upon the man who being born the children for him, give birth children for him, he must take care of rizquhunna, her provision, and kiswatuhunna, her clothing, bil ma'ruf, with good manners, with kindness. If laysat nafaqat, okay, why Allah Ta'ala said in good manner or in kindness? If laysat nafaqatil ghani kan nafaqatil faqir, because the expenses of the rich person is not like the expenses of the poor person. Wala nafaqatil mu'sir kal mu'sir, and the expenses of a person, wealthy person, is not like the person in poverty or in being stopped. His life cannot have any big expenses. It's not the same. So it's must taken care of. So like a rich person, then they make sure that the wife have an apartment or her house that appropriate with his wealth. Don't put like the one room apartment in Jalan Pekaliling just before. No, not like that. No. Actually, we say about the expenses for the woman, for the ex-wife that lactating or giving breastfeeding your child. During that time, you still have to pay expenses for her. So it must be expenses according to your capability. It's really like that. So that's why Allah said bil ma'ruf. Always returning to the what is actually acceptable by the society. But I did remind about the acceptable in the society can be wrong. Sometimes can be wrong. Like you say about the bathing suit. Right this day. Yes, it's the same. Yes. Included. Yes, actually for her to buy something for herself. Actually for her to buy food, for her to buy anything, not an allowance. If there is an allowance, she can make an argument about that. Other than the accommodation, clothing and food provision, she can claim that the milk, actually the formulated milk, is not really that cheap. For the children before 1 year, before 2 years, it's actually not that cheap. If you just take, they said that the most similar milk to the mother's milk is actually the goat milk or sheep. So that formulated milk, just small can, is around 115 ringgit a can. And the child during the first year, she will finish 1 month around 2 tin, or every 2 weeks one whole can. Every 2 weeks. You know the expenses is actually so high. So the woman can claim that if you can buy that type of milk for the son, why you shouldn't give me the money? I can get the money. I should get the money. I should get the money because the money is actually equivalent to the milk from my body. The same can be asked because the Prophet ﷺ, even he after the death of his father, when he was get birth, the Prophet being sent to the Bani Saad near Hudaybiyah, near Taif, that on that village they pay the woman there to breastfeed their children. They pay the woman there to breastfeed their children. So it's really the same. Anyway, that is appropriate. If the money being given by the husband, the allowance, considering after the accommodation, the clothing and the food, actually being given by the husband, the ex-husband, as a lump sum money, sum of money, then she buy it by herself, is also can. So current wise, you don't have that. You don't have that type of arrangement, because there's something there. Because that is not actually you don't make a business arrangement with your wife. Then after that, the wife will ask for to sleep with me. You have to pay. Yes. He must give her accordingly, not as a norm. If the man is really wealthy, he can give the pocket money 2,000, 3,000 for her wife monthly. She is not working, the husband can give. That is if the husband is really rich. If the husband is not rich, whatever the husband get from from working, then they actually sharing everything between them, because the wife is not working. No, not compulsory. Not compulsory. Except you are rich, wealthy, then that is another thing. You have that means. Sometimes the husband is actually giving the money and saying that I can make my wife become happy. But when we see about the actor and the actress, or a few months ago, about the polygamy, the husband saying that I pay, I give. But the woman still say that I don't really think that is enough. They still getting separate, want to separate each other. They was still demand for divorce. Not really, not really, because the husband is taking care of everything. Everything, the expenses is upon the husband. It's not upon the wife. About the house, the payment of everything. Unless you are in Japan. In Japan, they give all the money to the wife, so the wife will manage the money. That's the other thing. You give all your money to your wife, and your wife will manage all the payment and everything. How much the wife will give you for pocket money is the other thing. Because they give it, actually, they said, is the money that the husband get from going to work is actually for the household. So that's the other thing. New arrangement can be done like that. Wallahu alam. And the only thing that you're afraid that the Shopee application will not stop. Shopee. Because all the money is with the wife. Shopee. Shopee morning, Shopee evening. Wallahu alam. Okay, we stop here. Inshallah, we will continue next week. Wallahu alam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin. Wa sallam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. This question? The question. Wait, this question. I thought there's no question. Okay.
About the partner.
From Facebook or from YouTube? Okay. La ilaha. Okay. Assalamualaikum, Ustaz. Is it true that we need to find our partner to marry that having the same level like us, like Sekufu? I being answered just now. I answered it inside our lecture. That is actually not must. Is actually encouraged. Because, like I said, if not Sekufu, means that the husband and the wife, their status in the society is different. The possibility of the marriage is actually fail is quite high. Even though you say that if the husband have a good leadership or commands or leadership in the house, maybe he can, alhamdulillah, may do something. Allahu alam. But actually that is the way for the marriage to be successful. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Can Ustaz speak Malaysia? I can, but this program only in English. I can speak in English. We have other classes that is actually in Malay, like Fiqh Asmaul Husna during Monday night, 8 o'clock, except for the first week, will be 9 o'clock. We have also Jami' Sahihain, the hadith of combination of the Bukhari and Muslim on Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the night, in Malay also. And also this night, we have the fiqh, dua and dhikr in Malay, insyaAllah. So we have Malay classes, but this class is actually in English. Okay, Wallahu alam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin, salam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.